Sprinting across a dry schoolyard, tracking a football, and launching a strike requires the immediate coordination of dozens of physical systems. Beneath the skin, the human body operates as a biological machine, performing thousands of micro-adjustments every second. To execute that single kick, the heart accelerates to flood the muscles with oxygenated blood, while the brain fires rapid electrical signals to stabilize the body's center of gravity. Describing this machinery in Kiswahili requires a precise map that distinguishes between external structures and internal organs. Biological names provide the map, but the grammatical rules of Kiswahili provide the directions for using it. Every biological part maps to a specific noun class, or ngeli, which dictates the prefixes of the verbs and pronouns used to describe it. Without both biological names and linguistic rules, a patient cannot explain localized pain to a doctor, and a student cannot fully articulate their physical experience. We can divide the body into two separate categories. This rendering shows the baseline structure of the human form, transitioning from the visible exterior to the internal systems. The structural elements we use to navigate our environment are the Sehemu zanje, the external body parts. The kichwa, or head, houses our primary sensory organs, while the limbs provide locomotion and manipulation. The mguu allows for walking, and the mkono lets us grip and work. Beneath the rib cage and skull lie the Sehemu za ndani. These internal organs act as hidden command centers, sustaining biological life entirely in the background. The moyo pulps blood to every extremity, while the mapaphs process the oxygen required to keep cellular tissue alive. The ubongo serves as the central processing unit, controlling all thought and physical memory. Lower down, the figo and ini filter the blood and process nutrients. When a student sprints across a football pitch, the mapafu rapidly expand to pull in air, and the moyo works to deliver that oxygen to the straining legs. Specific terminology allows a patient to distinguish a sharp pain in the figo from a dull ache in the tumbo during a medical consultation at a local zahanati. Grammar dictates how these nouns function in a sentence. A biological term is only useful if you can pluralize it and lock it into a verb structure. This matrix shows how Kiswahili noun classes dictate grammatical prefixes. The li-ya class governs the I, jicho. The singular G drops, making the plural macho. The ki-V class manages the head, kichwa. The singular ki shifts, giving us fichwa. Notice a pattern. Kichwa, kifua, and kidole all share the ki prefix, making the shift to V consistent. The u-I class governs locomotive limbs. The singular arm, mikono, and leg, magoo, shift to plural mikono and miguu. To build a complete sentence, these nouns must align with personal pronouns, matching singular subjects like mimi with singular verbs, and plural subjects like sisi with plural verbs. If a single finger is fractured, you apply the singular ki prefix, kidole changu kinauma. If the injury spans multiple fingers, the entire sentence structure shifts to match the plural, vidole vietu vinauma. When biology and grammar align, the resulting sentences become clear, functional tools for medical and social exchange. Human physiology includes wide variance. Mapping the body also requires mapping the physical differences that exist across the population. Kiswahili provides a specific framework for identifying physical limitations, rooted in the principle ulemavu si upungufu. The term ulemavu denotes a physical condition that restricts a person's movements, senses, or activities. A disability is a structural condition, not a disease. A person can have a disability while remaining otherwise healthy and active. We categorize limitations with specific vocabulary. Someone who cannot see is kipofu. Someone who cannot hear is kiziwi. Someone unable to speak is bubu. And someone with a curved spine is a kibiongo. The phrase ulemavu si upungufu translates as disability is not inability. It reminds us to focus on a person's potential rather than their limitations. A student with sensory blindness retains full intellectual capacity. They have an equal right to participate in education, process information, and contribute to their community. By prioritizing the person over the condition, this vocabulary allows communities to describe physical variance without stripping individuals of their agency. This anatomical knowledge also applies to daily health maintenance, or usafi wa mwili. Maintaining physical health requires daily steps, like utilizing the mukono to wash the body, or brushing the meno morning and night. Effective communication relies on integration. You must map the physical parts, lock those nouns into their respective grammar classes, and apply the language of inclusion. Applying the lia, kivi, and ui noun classes ensures that your descriptions of the body are grammatically consistent. Using respectful terminology for physical variance acknowledges the capacity of every individual. With the biological map and the syntactic rules of Kiswahili, a speaker can navigate a medical clinic with confidence and use language that reflects the values of their community.